This segment is brought to you by Central National Bank. Put our ag professionals to work for you.
Hello and welcome to Horse and Around. I'm Dr. Chris Blevins at Kansas State University Veterinary Health Center, and today I'm joined by two certified journeyman farriers that are at the Horse Care 101 here in Manhattan, Kansas. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything that you're doing to educate some of the clients here that have been to just learn about horses and the farriers and kind of what is involved with a farrier. I think a first place would be to start, and we have Matt Merrill from Allen, Kansas, and Patrick Dutton around the Wichita area that are here, and both certified journeyman farriers. And I just was wanting to know, like, again, what is a certified journeyman farrier, so people kind of know when they see that abbreviation in farriers what that involves.
Certified Journeyman Farrier, we have both taken a voluntary certification test with the American Farriers Association. The test itself is a full horse shod in 2 hours with handmade shoes, plain stamped on the front, quarter clip behind. There's a pretty intense, at least for horseshoers, anatomy test and written test, and then there's also, you have to fit a bar shoe to a foot in 35 minutes. So it's basically, it's a test that just shows that you're capable of at least meeting these standards in a certain amount of time.
Right, right. And the amount of, you know, just work and detail, I think, is something else that is a part of that whole certification. Just being very detail oriented and know what you're doing, I think, is, because I was a kind of a fly on the wall. I was watching one time on those things, and it's pretty impressive to watch some of those certifications. So I think that is great, and it's just an added aspect of knowledge for farriers to have for that.
You bet. It's not set up in a way that this is the way you need to shoe all horses. It's set up almost as a prescription. So if we can shoe a horse that precisely in that amount of time, you can do the same thing for a veterinarian at home.
Yep, and that's great. So here at the Horse Care 101, what's kind of a common question that you found that horse owners were kind of asking you about?
We had several questions asked about, why do you have to shoe your horse? Can your horse just go barefoot all the time? And our answer to that was just, your horse needs shoes when it wears off more foot than it grows, basically. If you think about that for a second, it's a pretty common sense way of going about it. Some horses in training, or horses that are being used every day, they just wear off more foot than they grow. We have to come up with something to make up the difference there. And it can be a steel horseshoe, or it can be, there's all kinds of stuff. There's boots, there's any number of things that can make up that difference.
And, you know, and knowing, every horse owner knows that how crucial it is to have a sound horse with all 4 feet that are sound, and every horse is different, you know, as you go through, and I think the biggest thing is getting a farrier involved right off the bat, so we know kind of what would be the next step, and just having a great relationship with the veterinarians and aspect. And I really appreciate the relationship that we have with you and the rest of the Kansas Farrier Association.
Yes, sir.
And that's another thing too. You're the president of the Kansas Farriers. And I just, do you want to just talk a little bit about that organization and what that kind of does? You bet.
The Kansas Farriers Association is a group of horseshoers. We basically just try to get together and you know, it's camaraderie kind of a thing, but then it's also a group of people that are set up to where we can have clinics, we can have certifications, in some cases we have contests, and it's all centered around shoeing horses and trying to become better horseshoers.
Well, thank you guys for being here at Horse Care 101, and thank you for helping improve the horse through the foot.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you.
This hog is head over hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.